We are ready.
Welcome.
Welcome. We are the Galactic Federation of Love and Light.
Thanks for coming back. We'll do another video. So today I wanted to talk about energy, and we'd had some discussions before about energy and how even simple objects have an awareness of what they are. And I think we started talking about rocks originally. So we talked about, rocks, and that they have a consciousness and an awareness of what they are and their environment, which was fascinating. And then I was asking what happens if that rock actually splits in two, what happens then? And you were saying how the rock would then have an experience as two parts of rock if it broke in half, that kind of thing. So are you able to explain more about the consciousness of objects and awareness that they have?
Everything is energy, as you know. The energy, it's the word that have been applied to use in your reality, as it is suitable for what you relate as energy. When someone says energy, you have an idea, you see, or an expectation of what could be. That's why the word is used to describe your beings as being energy, because it is non-physical. But it is non-physical, but it's something that it can be adjust, or it can be, you see, in many ways in order to experience different things. By being, we mean the energy is just being, you see. And that being is the awareness, the consciousness, as your people say. You are energy, you see. You are light. That light, it's energy. And that energy, that light can be felt as love. But the love that you are, you see, it's more than what your human self can perceive as love. Everything in your reality has a consciousness, you see, starting from you too. When the objects have a consciousness, we say, what we're saying is that the object itself, it's aware of what it is, but not from the point of view that you as human have, but from an energetically point of view, let's say, which it means the object is known of its existence and of the experience, you see. But it's not thinking like your kind, you see. It's not feeling like your kind. It's having the experience of being the object, you see.
Yes.
And when that object is formed, it is formed by energy as well. The energy that is inside the particles, you see, the molecules, whatever you want to say, it is all, let's say, compressed to the point that that energy has created a form, the form that it took the object in order to experience from that point of view. Now, it is go deeper, but we are trying to make it as simple as we can in order to make sense, you see. Let's say, just for learning reasons, that the energy, imagine the energy, let's say, as one ball, okay? One ball, that's the energy, let's say, one part. And within that ball, there are divisions, you see. One ball, it's energy. Imagine many balls then together, forming and getting compressed and forming an actual object, you see. Millions of those. We're just saying in this way to explain. Now imagine that each single part, or let's say one ball, have many divisions. One of those divisions, excuse her, will be in charge of aligning with other divisions of other parts, you see, in order to be in charge of the actual creation of the actual physical object. Okay. Another part within that light will be in charge of radiating that energy that it is in order to connect with the nature, with the environment, with the environment around the object. Another part will be there, you see. We're just trying to calm them down a little bit more. Another part will be there, you see, to remain that consciousness that it is, that awareness of its existence, you see. Now, when an actual object is formed, or whether it's, in this case we talk a rock, the rock itself, it's aware, you see, and of its experience. It's not thinking like you're humans. However, it is just being, you see. It's being that awareness, and it have come to help, let's say, in your humanity to experience who they are, let's say, as a rock, you see. The same thing happened with any objects. So let's say a part of those light then is in charge of holding all this density of that dense, you see, material that is forming a rock or a cup or anything, table, whatever. Okay, is holding that in place, let's say. You see, another part within the same light is radiating out that awareness of that consciousness that it is. And that's when you come in contact, let's say, with the rock. The rock itself is learning from you, because it's aligning, or it's getting your own energy. Because you have energy radiating, let's say, around you. That is you. So the rock, it's, let's say, it's receptive. She just felt an itch.
It's okay.
And because it's receptive, it's going to align with no judgment to your energy, in order to allow you to have the experience with it, and also it to have an experience with you. So the energy, you see, they're just conscious, let's say. They being. They know, let's say, as your humankind, what they fluctuates a lot, you see. So what they do, because they're neutral, we can say, you see, they are this pure energy and awareness. As they are radiating this light, you see, they're going to match with you, and you are going to perceive them according to where you are at, and they're going to use your energy in order to allow that interaction to occur, you see. So if you are a being who is feeling so much love, let's say, and you are in the bush and you see this beautiful rock, you see, and you see it, and you appreciate the beauty of it, you are emitting certain energy, you see, and the energy of that rock is going to align with you. It's going to detect it, and we're trying to adjust to that energy that you are emitting, and there will be an alignment there. There will be an interaction, you see, and through that interaction, communication could occur. You see, so then you get close to the rock and start talking to the rock, and then the rock is, you hearing things, you're hearing the rock talking back to you. You see. And what is happening is that the rock is using your energy in order to communicate with you. You see. So it might not necessarily mean that what you're hearing it's exactly what the rock is saying, but the energy of the rock has been translated, let's say, to the most suitable energy of your energy converted into a word, because that's how you communicate.
Yes.
You see. So the energy of it, it's going to adjust to yours, and it's going to interact in the way that you allow it. You see.
Yeah.
That's what they mean being neutral.
Yes.
Let's say they have their own experience, but also they are having an experience when they are in interaction with you or with the environment, and all of this happens energetically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's fascinating, and so every object has the has this consciousness, and so I've got a cup here, and the cup itself is aware that its function is to be a cup. It has a consciousness. It's aware of me if I'm aware of it, and there is that communication that you said I could have with the cup, you're saying. And so again, about the actual energy itself, you said there are parts of the energy that do different things. So it's radiating and receiving, isn't it? And we're talking about with reality creation, how we can desire something and an object will magnetically connect. So part of that energy is to do that as well?
Yes, as everything is connected, you see. When you're creating something or you desire an actual object, let's say that already exists, you're broadcasting, this is what I want, you see. And because everything is energy, the energy of the actual object that is broadcasting of their own object, and you are broadcasting something too, it's gonna find its way to align and come to you. Doesn't mean, for example, if you want a specific cup, you see, and there are the same cups in many of your shops, you see. So but you have this cup that you have seen, and you might want from that place that you have where you found it, you see. Therefore things are gonna work out for you, you see, to align to that cup. However, when you only want a cup, let's say blue cup is your favorite cup, then you're broadcasting that, and the cup that is closer to you and the one that the universe will make a word that is the best one, the best way, then that blue cup will come to you, and it could be through your nearest shop, you see.
Yes.
Through a store who just opened that you didn't know, and then suddenly you went to buy something else, and because the shop is closed, you decided to walk, and by walking you found this new store. It just opened, and they have some utensils or stuff there, and then there is a beautiful blue cup that you want, or whatever else it is, you see. Because objects are emitting their own energy, and their energy is that awareness that they are. So we can say, let's say, that the neutral is just the energy of being, the light, you see, just being. And they are easy to accommodate or to change according to the energy that they're going to interact with. But a part of that energy doesn't change and is holding its place as the object, you see. Same as your body.
Yeah, so it's keeping its form, but there is still something going on there. So if I pick up this cup and I love it, and I say, I love you, cup, it's doing something energetically to the cup, isn't it? It's aware of that.
Yes, it is aware of what you're saying, not because of the words you're saying, but because of the energy that comes with the words that you are saying. And it's adjusting to that, and therefore there could be potentials in relation of your experiences with the cup potentials of that frequency that it has been connected, that I have connected the cup with you, you see. So if you have the cup and you're worried about breaking the cup, and so you don't like the cup, you see, the cup, it's not getting mad because you don't like the cup. It's just aligning, it's just communicating, interacting with you through that frequency that you have been given to the actual object. And then the potentials of your creation with that object will be according to that frequency where you are at when you have been interacting with the cup.
Yeah.
And those potentials could be breaking it, you see.
Yeah.
Those potentials could be anything else that it could be aligned within that frequency.
Yeah, losing it or something like that. So say, you know, I hate this cup, I don't like it at all. That's
the cup would say, well, then according to the frequency that you are at, and according what I'm getting, there are different potentials that it could be aligned in order for you not to have that experience. If you don't want to have that experience with me, or you want to have that experience with me in this frequency. So that could be suddenly you don't know and you wash it and you break it, or anything else, you see.
Okay.
Or someone else check it, maybe throw it in the bin, your partner.
Yes.
Or anything.
Yeah, and I guess I was going to ask, where does the consciousness come in the first place? And we spoke before about a wooden table as a finished result, but it's going back to saying energy would be, you know, turned into a seed, and therefore it has this energy, and then that grows into a tree, and that tree has the same essence of energy as the seed. And then if you cut the tree up into wooden boards, then the tree consciousness is still in the wooden boards, and it's experiencing a new form.
A new form.
So it's a new form. So it's still the tree's consciousness, but now it's experiencing a new form.
And there is no judgment whatsoever.
And then you would put those boards together and you could make a table, and that consciousness now becomes aware that it's a table. It's aware of its function, and it's still the same essence, the same energy or consciousness as the original seed. It's been carried through.
Yes, so the energy that it has been formed, the actual tree, it is still there, you see. It is holding this dense, materialized energy, you see, as you see tree. It has gone through process, it has gone through changes, and this changing has been done, you see, and the energy within has been adapted according to the changes that it needed in order to have a different experience, and in order to help have that interaction with your humans, or you see. So whatever the process they go through, the energy remains. They are aware of it. Let's say it's just consciousness, you see. Doesn't mean that they're judging, why did you cut me?
No.
Or why this? It's just going through the experiences, because consciousness is having an experience, you see. And it's learning from it, and it's learning from it interaction with their environment and with human. And as a way, they have gone to serve your humankind, you see, to be at serve for your experience, to help you to have a certain experience, you see, and have the experience with it, with objects, let's say, or with materials, you see, and things like that.
And the consciousness of the table also picks up from, say, if a person was making the table, a craftsman, and they were making it with love, or if it was just a mass-produced thing not made with love, there's a frequency, is that the right word, of the consciousness that could be imparted from a person?
It's been the experience. It is experiencing the experience, you see, on its own.
Yes.
It's just experiencing. But when it gets in contact with being, there are certain influences, you see, because your humans are so, let's say, you fluctuate quite a lot, and you have a different experiences from different point of view compared to an actual object. You see, you are a human, you're making choices, you're deciding, you're feeling emotions, you're going through many things as just, let's say, being. You see, we don't want you to being as well, but objects, they're experiencing the beingness. We don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just being.
You see, and they're adjusting and allow you to experiencing through them too. You see, and at the same time that experiencing by interacting with you. So when there is a man, let's say, making a table and it has the design and it's so much putting into it, you see, they remember that the actual material, in this case wood, already has a consciousness and already has experience through different forms, and now it's going to experience another form. And remember that it's radiating that consciousness of that energy that they are, right? Why? Because they're going to be they're going to align, or they're going to receive energy from its environment. So when a man, let's say, it's making this then table and has an idea for this table and is making with so much love and enthusiasm,
enthusiasm,
then the man is radiating that through him. And that love, then that energy of that love is going to be or is going to be receptive, or the energy of the object is going to receive that energy from that man, you see, which therefore what it could happen is that the energy of the actual object, it's going to align to that energy of love, and it's going to feel that, not feeling the way only how you humans feel. It's an energy level, you see, and it might then collaborate with a man, you see, because energetically it's giving that high energy, you see. It has aligned to that high energy that the object has been able to align with from that man. So then the table itself is going to experience now this creation differently, because of the energies and the consciousness that it has. You see, that communication that is happening with an actual being, you see, it's different because it's putting its attention onto it rather than just ignoring it. You see. So it's gonna feel different, and you can even talk to it, and it can collaborate with you, you see. It can make it easier to cut, you see. It can, let's say, to adjust, you see, or things like that. The experience itself could change because you are giving so much love and you are connected to the object, you see, and the object will give you as what you are giving to it, because it's aligning to it. It's aware of it, and it's having now a different experience, and it's aware of it. When it's mass produced, it is aware of it. You see, someone might not with intention give that love, you see, but they're having the experience of how they've been created, and when someone get it, they might feel that connection, they might love that object, you see, and therefore remember the object will be giving or radiating certain energy, you see, and it's just going to align with the energy of its environment or with whoever the interaction is with.
That's what I was going to say. So, you know, if a table's made with love and someone may find that they're drawn to it, they connect to it somehow, they might not know that it's an energetic thing, but it resonates with them, and they say, I really love this, I you know, and they maybe want to buy it or something like that. So but it could be a different feeling if something was mass produced without feeling, it may not have the same
Yes.
effect.
Yes, but at the same time, if it's mass produced and you only had the experience and did not have maybe that energetical experience of the man creating it with love, the table itself that has been mass produced, let's say, can adjust to the love according to the person who has been interacting with the table.
Yes, if someone's bought it and they love it, then it can kind of raise
It
it.
adjusts to that energy.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah, so we can always change the energy of things if we love them or don't love them. And that it's made me sort of love everything now. You know, I know Stephanie goes around saying hello to things all the time, but objects are aware, they are conscious.
She is very aware because when growing up, she always saw objects and plants and everything as beings, you see.
Yes. Yes.
And we can say that in a way she was not wrong there, you see. The connection happens energetically, you see. It feels nice when you talk because you, from that human part of you, you are connecting that human part of you to the connection of the actual object when you're speaking up. Doesn't mean that you have to do it, you see. But that's why it felt different for her and it felt good, you see, because she's not only connecting energetically, but by choice she was, let's say, teaching her body that this is my reality, you see. I talk to plants or I talk to everything because I know that they can hear me, you see. And by her doing it physically, actually speaking out, it was a way of reinforcing that belief without her actually knowing that.
Yeah.
That's what it produced, an emotion that it felt good, you see.
Yeah. I guess I can get that with a plant because it's a living thing, but a cup, that was a new thing for me. But it doesn't matter what...
It is, we can say,
Okay.
that the energy is quite a complex topic, it could be, you see. Because in order to fully explain, there are certain words that we might find as suitable and some others that it can become a little bit tricky, even though it might not be through this instrument but even through others, you see. The concept itself, it is beyond what you can comprehend from your human aspect, you see. However, what you have known so far about energy through us and through many other beings as well, it is what we say enough in a way, but at the same time it is information that your human mind can handle.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah. Yes, I know the real story is beyond what we can understand, but yeah, it was just interesting to me that objects, they do start with a consciousness from whatever the materials are that they're made from.
Regardless whether they're made of wood
Yeah.
or made of your so-called plastics or crystals or we mean glasses.
Glass, yeah.
Or anything, you see.
Yeah.
Because same as you are energy and everything around you is energy, you see. It's energy that is conscious, that is aware, you see, and it's creating or it is having an experience,
Yeah.
you see, and you interact with energy. That's why when we say you are the creator and you can manifest the things you desire, you can do so because you're aligning with that energy of the things that you have created through your own energy, you see. You have put the potential there that you have created with your own energy, you see, and through a different state of mind, maybe when you have been feeling really happy and that carries certain frequency. And then what you're doing then is just aligning or attracting that thing that you have already created energetically, you see.
Yeah. And those things are aware when you've desired it as well. But everything's just having an experience. The cup is is having an experience, or any other object.
And it is also having an experience on its own as an object, but also having an experience with its environment, with what is around the environment, what we mean like with you, with human. Aligning to your energy, you see. It's constantly vibrating, let's say, that consciousness, that energy that it is. And it's just adjusting to your energy when you put the attention to it, you see. You're having that experience, you're having that connection.
And then if I drop the cup on the floor and it breaks into pieces, then each of those pieces is having an experience in a new form.
As a new form.
With the same consciousness.
It's just having, yes, it is just having an experience as a new form, the same as it took as becoming a cup. You see, there were other things before that process. You see, before actually becoming a cup. Now it took the form as a cup, and now it's taking the form as pieces of that cup.
Now I have a new perspective of all objects now. Everything that exists is just energy. I shouldn't say just energy, it is energy, and has that awareness.
We know that, what do you mean with just energy? And it's fine. It is quite complex to understand when there is something that we say it is everything, but at the same time you can't see it, and you might not be able to see the changes that it goes through to actually become a dense thing, a dense material, you see, object, and say that you are that, and then everything else around you is that too. You see, that's why it is important to be aware of that, because your perception might change. You see, we are all one, and we don't mean just human. You're humans, as what she was saying in her brain, human wise. We are all one, and that includes everything. You see, you as a human are having a different experience, you see, because you are making choices, you are realizing and creating, even if you are aware or not. You see, you are feeling those emotions, you are going through many let's say through process, you see, where you're becoming aware and not aware, and you make choices, and then you like it, you don't like it, whatever it is. The things around you are there in self to you as well. They're having their own experience by being the consciousness, by being aware of what they are, but at the same time that they're serving this human species, like the trees, you see, the earth, the sand, the rocks, the things that your humans create as well, you see.
Yeah, that's what you were saying at the start. The rocks are here for us, and it might seem strange, but yes, we need an environment to walk around in and move around in, or we can make things from stone, or we can make things from trees as well. And even fire has a consciousness. You know, we talked about that before too. And the energy there, or the consciousness, wants to experience being fire, or wind, or these
but also are there to serve you,
to serve us,
to serve the experience, the human experience, to serve this reality, you see, because all those components are needed for you to have such an experience too, you see, without you being truly aware of it. But regardless whether you are aware of what they're doing or not, you are still experiencing them.
I mean, as I was thinking as a human that time, I said, why would consciousness want to experience being fire? And you say, well, we need fire. Humans need fire. We need it for different things. So there needs to be consciousness there to become, or energy there to become fire for our experience. It can be good or bad, but it's there that can be used when we need it.
We can say that this information is relevant to give to a certain extent, rather than going into so much details because of the complexity of it. But what it's being said and what is out there in your world as well is is, let's say, it's what your mind can understand, you see.
Yeah.
And that is enough. Let's say, well, we don't want to say now because that is up to you, you see, how much you want to learn about it. But also, when you learn things, your mind, it's in a way trying to make sense of things. That's why some concept of ideas for some people, some of your humans, might not feel real, you see. Because the mind can be a certain level where without them knowing, the mind itself, let's say, it's working individually, you see. It's like based on what they are, based on what they believe, and based on the frequency they are at, you see, they're going to start making the judgment, you see, whether how much of this is true or not, and that's okay, you see. That's why we were saying as before, it's like when you have a dessert, you see, a new dessert. And what do you do first most of the time? You don't just go and eat the whole thing at once. If there is something new that you haven't tried first, that you haven't tasted first, you go with a spoon and try a little bit of it, right? And then you taste it. And if you like it, then you eat the whole thing. And if you don't, you just eat a little bit, you see. And next time you might order the same thing and now it feels different and you might eat more of it, you see. The same thing goes with information. You learn a bit, take what it resonates with you, and leave what it does, if there is something that it doesn't resonate with you. And as you start learning and your mind will open up, you can also grasp the information even better.
Yes. It's fascinating to talk about this, but we will do other videos soon that will go more into energy in more specific areas, which I find really interesting too.
And this is why it is important, you see. Or this is why we are also discussing this information with you, you see. Because when you know that everything is energy, and that we are all one, and that you can align with that energy, it makes sense to take charge of that being that you are, a creator, and start creating with intention and awareness.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that some more too. This has been a good foundation in understanding energy in a basic level and as a foundation, and we can build upon what we talked about today.
Yes.
For a couple of other subjects that we've talked about that are really interesting. But I guess as a summary, we say everything is energy. Things have an awareness. There's consciousness and everything. Is it all energy equals consciousness and awareness? Is that right? Would you say that?
Yes. Everything is having its own experience, but at the same time it's having an experience with you and with the environment, with everything that is, you see, around.
Yeah.
It's like what you have said before, like a playground, you see. However, you are here and you are aware enough of that creator that you are, and you can create, you see, with the knowing and with the awareness.
Yes.
And that is also becoming that light, that energy that you are.
Yes. That's us in essence, our light.
Yes.
Energy. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it for today. And we can talk again soon about some other videos with that takes it further.
Yes. We think that is good for now, and also we will say that the information that is given, of course, you can take it, or you can also leave it. You see,
sure.
Energy, it is more than what it has been described through the words of your humans. You see, but because this is the way how you communicate, you see. Therefore, we're trying to find the most suitable words. Energy itself can be viewed from different point of view, you see. Like your kinds might see energy when you talk about other things, you see, like the technology or batteries or whatever it is.
Sure.
You see.
Yeah.
The electricity, and things like that.
Right.
We're talking about that is also part of energy, but we're talking about this energy that is everything.
Yes.
You see.
Yeah. I understand. That's good. Okay. Well, we'll leave it there, and we'll talk again very soon.
We leave you in the love and the light that you all are. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for coming.
And there is anything that we need to clarify, we are here.
Yes. Any questions we can ask you.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Hi.